Hello all and welcome to my channel. If you do not know me, my name is Key and I make videos on the internet.
Let me put this little disclaimer just in case for people who don't know me, who don't know of me, they don't know my motto, they don't know what I do. Let me tell you this. I said what I said, I meant what I said, and I said what I meant.
I would like to say, one, I am attracted to men. So when I am talking about in this video, I am talking from my perspective as a black woman who is attracted to men. I prefer men of color. If you like purple people, you like women, you like bis, you like transsexuals, I don't care who you date. This video is meant for black women. It can be anybody who can relate to the video, but this video where I'm talking about it, I'm a black woman, so I am talking to black women. Please feel free to take anything I say in my TED Talks and use it to your own demise. I am not using this to downgrade any other women, any men, or any type of way. I take criticism very well. So if you have anything to criticize me about, please put it in the comments below. As long as you didn't call me the N-word, we good. But if you do call me N-word, drop your location. I will be pulling up. Forgive me if I'm looking down a lot. It's not because I'm trying to avoid eye contact. I feel like this conversation really needs to be had. But one, I have to look at myself to do my makeup, as well as I have to look at the notes. I am not a typical idea of a successful black woman. I'm still in college. I live in an apartment dorm and I have a very low paying job. I pay for the government. So I am an ideal successful black woman in my neighborhood that I am from. If you guys don't know, I grew up in Sulphur Springs, Florida, but I also lived on, I'll say 29th Street. We don't say 29th Street in Tampa. Call it 29. I was very fortunate to live with my dad half my all parts of my life, as well as live with my mom on 29th Street. So I got a taste of the real world with my dad. I also got a taste of how low income is and everything else with my mom. So I feel like I'm a very blended child, even though I did live most of my life as an only child. I'm a successful black woman, especially for my age range, because one, I'm in college. From the neighborhood that I'm in, not that many people go to college, not that many people graduate. Like, it's really sad. At my old high school, one of the assistant principals, he told me that there is a room dedicated to people who could have graduated, but they failed the FCAT, which is this really stupid test that they replaced in Florida with the park test, or they just didn't want to take one class. Like, there is a room filled with file cabinets of diplomas, high school diplomas. So for me to be a senior in college who's about to graduate in the summer, I'm very successful. I live on my own. I'm basically independent from my parents. By that, I pay my own car note. My name's always been on my car, and I pay my rent by myself. In those ways, I feel like I'm successful. The only time I do depend on my parents is like, one, they bought me a ring light I use. So as a quote-unquote successful black woman, I come off as intimidating. And the thing about being a successful black woman, a lot of times you want to date a successful black man, but it's not always the case, especially the higher up you go. You see they start to date people who are not black, which is totally fine. You can date whoever you want to date. It's your body, your business, your life, you know? But the issue comes in is that a successful black woman wants to date other successful black men. Here is the issue that we mostly come across. We want to date other successful black men, but there's not that many. They tend to date outside their race after they get that high up. Is one, because they still have that stereotype, especially darker black women are one, ghetto. They also think that we are embarrassing to be around, I guess. That's the way to put it. That's how someone put it to me. Like, as a successful black woman, you want someone who matches your energy, but unfortunately you tend to date someone who's not as successful as you career-wise, which is totally fine. You know, you want to date someone who has, and even if they're not as high as you, like with a paying job, they got their life together and things like that. You want to date someone who has ambition. You don't want to build a man. And that's like something black women have to work on. As a black woman, we are very caring. We want to take care of everyone. And I feel like this goes back to slavery, because even though white people were so bad to us, we still took care of their children because we're such caring people. You have to remember, if you have children, you need to remember who are your children and who do you want to be in a relationship with. You don't want to mix those lines. It is okay to date someone who's not as high up as you. That's totally fine. You just need to date somebody who has potential. You want to date someone who has potential, but not potential you fix. Potential that they see in themselves. They have that fire where they know they can do better in life and they're working, they have an idea, they have a plan. That's the type of person you want to date, versus the person, they're like, yeah, I got this idea, but they're not working towards it. That's the person you don't want to date. You want to date the person who has the idea, has the ambition, and is working towards their dream. All as his partner, you are there just to support. When you're dating someone and say they don't have a job but you have a job, or if they really want to do something, they'll do it themselves. The best thing to do is look for someone who tries to do everything themselves as you try to do everything yourself, because as a successful black woman, you do come off as independent a lot. Like, you come off independent, like you don't need no man, but obviously we all want a man. You need to know that you cannot fix a man. You can fix everything else in your life, but you cannot never fix a man. That's something that is not your place. That's why they have a mother. If they don't have a mother, that's why they have a family figure who was their mother. This is coming from someone who just turned 23 today that they are recording this. This is part of my 19th year, my entire 21st year, and part of my 22nd year to figure out you cannot fix a man. A man will do what they want when they want. You cannot take care of them. You are not their mother. If you want this type of relationship where you depend on a man, it's your place as a woman to be dependent on a man. Like, that's the type of relationship I want. If you want to be dependent on a man, you need to find a man who is independent already before you met him. And if he is not independent before you met him, he needs to show those characteristics that he can be independent and that he has that ambition to do better in life, but he's just in a point where he cannot, and he's working towards doing better in life with or without you. You should know this already, but I'm going to iterate this in this video just in case. Now, when it comes to dating, it is okay to be an independent woman, but not in your relationship. You can be independent anywhere in the world, but when it comes to your relationship, your man should be wearing the pants in the relationship. For example, you are a CEO of your own business. You run it. No one tells you what to do there but you. When you get home to your man, take off those big girl pants. I'm currently dating someone. Let's call him future baby daddy. So when we go on dates, I let him pay. Like, if I feel like the bill is too much, I'll offer. But just know he better say no key, you're not paying. When I'm around him, I try my best not to open doors. I try my best not to walk in front of him. Either I'm walking beside him or right behind him. I do things that make him feel better as well. It's good to listen to your man, see what you can do to make him better. I'm still in a dating phase with him, even though I've known him for like 6 years. I'm still trying to understand a girl that he needs, even though he says like I'm freaking perfect. As a woman, you should know your place in a relationship. If you're uncomfortable with where your place should be and you're not sure, you should be in a place in your relationship, or even before you start the relationship, to ask. You cannot be independent everywhere in your life, because if you do that, you're not gonna find the man that you want. As my baby daddy, or my future baby daddy, would say, you always want to fuck up, you don't want to fuck down. You just want to make sure that man has potential that you see and that they also see, because it's more important that they see their potential versus you seeing it. Because at the end of the day, if you leave, they need to understand like what they can bring to the table. I used to date this one guy, right? He wanted to open a food truck business. I was like I really didn't see potential in it, because I knew the way he operated. But I said, okay, if you see potential in it, go for it. You know, I'm not going to support you in this. Like, I'm not going to take out a loan for you, because we were dating for under a year and he wanted me to take out a loan for him. I was like, I'm not taking out a loan for you, but if you really think you can do this, do it. Because no matter if I believe in you or don't believe in you, you will always have my blessing, because you never know how things will turn out. So I always give people my blessings so they have this idea and they have the potential to go through it. They don't do it, and I knew they weren't going to do it, but I didn't express this out loud because I didn't want to be like a factor. Like, I didn't want my belief to affect them. And as a Capricorn, you know, we can be pretty freaking pessimistic, but we're gonna keep it a buck. So when you're dating a man, you have to remember that they're a man. They're alpha. They want to show they're independent. Even if you make a higher salary than your man, you know, they still want to be the man in the relationship. Before I had this come to Jesus moment, I used to say I will never date a man who makes less money than me. That's just me. Like, I don't like the idea of that. But as I'm getting older and I'm starting to learn life, I'm learning it's okay because you really don't want to date. If you're dating for the money aspect, you're really not going to be in love. When you think like that, you're really not going to be in love with the person that you're dating, because you're really just worrying about money. It should be thought of like as a bonus. It shouldn't be like the main reason you're dating someone, because one, you look like a gold digger, or in my opinion, you look like a gold digger. It's like really stupid. One of my professors, their wife makes 7 figures. He works for the government, like, but the reason he works for the government is because he wanted to be a law professor, as well as working for the government was a freaking benefit for their family. Human interaction makes you more happy than money. Let's say Jason makes 6 figures at his job. Alan makes you feel so happy, and every time you're around him, like, your heart stops and your heart melts and you just cannot stop smiling. Who would you rather be around? Jason, who can afford to give you everything that you want in life, or someone who you genuinely have a connection with, aka Alan? I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather be with Alan, because at least at the end of the day, I'm happy. Even though the Beatles said our love pays for everything, it's not freaking true. Somebody got to be pulling in bank in your household. So if it's you pulling in bank or your man pulling in bank, you just have to remember, your man wears the pants in the relationship. Your man makes the last decision in your household. You guys should be able to, like, marriage should be a partnership where you guys are able to discuss everything. But say if there's a dispute, like you really don't want to get your child a car. While I was doing my makeup, the example I gave as buying your kid a car, that may be a little bit too extreme, because one, when you make the most in the house, you might throw that in their face, which is never good. You never want to do that to your relationship. Here's another example. You have a little daughter and she wants to start wearing makeup, and as a mom that is a makeup enthusiast like myself, you want your daughter to start wearing makeup, but your husband's like, no, she's too young. End of discussion. That's more of a simple thing where, like, your husband would make the final decision in the house versus you making the final decision. Unless you guys are at an understanding where you wear the pants in the house, your husband does not mind being a beta instead of an alpha. And you have to also remember that men are very masculine by nature. You want someone like that, but you don't have to have someone like that. You can totally find a man who's a total beta if that's what you're into. I've dated guys who said they want their girl to propose to them. So let me just go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. Okay, so I guess since it's my birthday, like, the lash guys just wanna be my friend because my lashes look good today. I don't know why this ring light trying to clock me as cats get ready, but in person, my skin looks good. The last part of the discussion, I want to just run over everything because I know my brain was everywhere. Dating as a successful Black woman who is deemed as independent by society, you want to make sure that you let your man be the man in the relationship. If you're not dating someone who makes more than you want to date someone who at least has ambition and fire that they see in themselves, and you know they'll do good with or without you. We are nobody's mothers but the people we push out. We don't baby men. We don't do any of that. Now, you can be there for your man. You can be caring for your man, but you must always remember that you are not your man's mother. They have a mother. Ladies, it is okay to let your guard down. It is completely fine. You just want to remember you're letting your guard down for the right person. No king wants a queen around them that's not going to follow the rules in their kingdom. If your man sets a standard, either you meet that standard or you leave. Either the standard's too low for you and you leave. You don't want to boss your man around in their own kingdom. Once you get into a relationship with someone and you've decided to make that commitment, if you believe in common law marriage, which I do, like, I don't believe in married unless one of our lives are at stake, you still have that respect for that man no matter what. Because, like, I know once you figure out that you start making more than men, you lose respect. But I used to be like that. Once I noticed, like, I started pulling all the money and all this other stuff, you start to lose respect for that man. You should never be like that. You should always be a woman who's there to support that man, because as long as you love them, that's all that matters. But you gotta remember, love don't pay bills. But you just gotta be able to respect your man, because you have to remember they are the king of their kingdom. You are the queen in their kingdom. I would like to say I am so sorry about my brain being everywhere in this video. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm trying to get better at it. That's the main reason I created a YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you do have time, which I know you do because you're on YouTube, click this video right here. Click it, because I pick it out for you. I know you'll like it. If you've seen this video already, how about you go to the playlist that this video is under. If anything, if you're coming back to my channel and it's like your third or fourth time, or even your first time and you like my personality or whatever, click what's above it. I'm not even sure if I'm pointing at it, but can you make sure you just like put it like where your hourglass that you've been recording over an hour for is, and subscribe.